All right, Travis, Snopes wrote this article about our clip from last week. They say this law, the language of this law, does not apply to books. This is the actual quote from Snopes. It says, Lowe's bill does not seek to outlaw all religious or moral instruction regarding sexuality and sexual orientation, nor would it ban the sale or possession of generic religious texts such as the Bible. Travis, is that true?
That is not true according to the bill itself. If you actually read the language of the bill, there is no specific religious exemption. And as we know, with the way that this liberal legislature in California works, if it's not specifically exempted, then it is encompassed. And they might try to say that, oh, no, it's not. But we all know exactly where that path leads. And at issue right here, Liz, is not whether or not you believe that, people can change their genders or not. At issue is our First Amendment rights. Literally, they are trying to say that certain beliefs, certain teachings are fraudulent, and that if you engage in these teachings, you are violating the law. Not only would you potentially be violating the law, any books, services, et cetera, that would expound those beliefs are also violating the law. And as you mentioned very clearly, the Bible is pretty clear in terms of where the Bible stands. And this could very well be the camel's nose under the tent, where they not only try to strip away our First Amendment rights, but begin to actually get faith out of our everyday lives. And that's what has everyone in the faith community across the churches in California and across this nation so concerned.
Right, and this is where I would call out Snopes, and I would call out the author of the bill as well. I don't know if he neglected to read the text, if he had his staff write it, or if he's simply trying to slide this by. This is not about sexual orientation change efforts. This is about the paragraph in this bill, and I will read it. I will read this paragraph when it defines what goods mean. It says, and I quote, "Goods means tangible chattels bought or leased for use primarily for personal, family, or household purposes, including certificates or coupons exchangeable for these goods, and including goods that, at the time of the sale or subsequently, are to be so affixed to real property as to become a part of real property, whether or not they are severable from the real property." Basically, anything except real estate. There is no literal interpretation of this bill that would give us any reason to believe that the government wouldn't have the power to ban books. Now, does that mean they're going to walk around and do it? Not necessarily, but they could have the authority to do so under this bill.
And this is exactly the problem. This is always how it starts. It starts someplace that's innocent, where people say, oh, no, this is crazy. There's no way that could ever be construed to mean that. But once that law gets on the books, we have no idea where Jerry Brown and the California Democrats try to take that. I will tell you right now, the law on its face is unconstitutional. It is a direct attack on our First Amendment rights. It is a direct attack on our freedom of religion and our freedom to express our faith.